Hi, we're going to go ahead and draw the trig calculator for the front cover of our notebook. This is MasterCAM X7. It is a CAD/CAM software. However, I am only going to do the CAD portion of it. I hit F9 on my keyboard to get my XY axes, and then I'm going to create geometry. So I use the Create key. I'm going to start by creating a rectangle. Snap at the origin, 0, 0. I want to go over 11, up 8.5. Snap in the first quadrant, done the operation, and then this is fit screen. Okay. Next, what I'm going to do is an offset. So my geometry is created. I'm going to manipulate what I have so it's X form. Offset. I'm going to offset 1 inch. This bottom line up 1 inch. And then I hold that setting, and then I'm going to offset my other line 1/2 inch. So I'm going to take this line and offset it 1/2 inch. I'm done the operation. This button up here is clear color, so they're all the same color. I want to trim this line back down to here. This is going to be my ruler. So what I'm going to do to start with is I'm going to create a line. So I'm going to create a line from an endpoint. I'm going to snap right on the endpoint. This is going to be my inch line, so I'm going to make it 1 inch long. I'm going to make it 90 degrees. Enter, and there's my first line. I'm done the create operation, so I hit OK. Now I want to offset that, so I'm going to use a X form offset. I'm going to offset it 1 inch over. And I could just keep doing that to get all my inch markings, or I could do it with an array. So I think I'll do it this way first, just to show you offset, which is a good command. I'll do that 10 times. Next, what I'm going to do is I'll go ahead and delete this line and create my 1/2 inch marks. So again, I'm going to create a line from an endpoint. I'm going to snap right there, make it 1/2 inch long at 90 degrees. This is my 1/2 inch line. And these are my previous tools that I've used. So offset is right here. So I'm going to use offset. I'm going to offset that line 1/2 inch. And I'm actually going to move it over 1/2 inch. So I'm going to take that, move it over 1/2 inch. And now this time I'll use an array. Let me clear my colors. I go X form, rectangular array. It's asking me, it's prompting me, what do you want to use an array? I'm going to take that line. I'm done selecting, green ball, and I'm going to go over from 1/2 to 1.5 to 2.5. So I'm going to go 1 inch over. And then in direction 2, I'm not going to do anything. But here, this is a number I want to make. So I want to make 10 1/2 inch marks. And there they are. Green is finished. Next thing I'm going to do is clear colors. I'm going to do my 1/4 inch mark, create a line from an endpoint. I'm going to snap right there. It's a 1/4 inch mark. I'm going to go up exactly 1/4 of an inch at 90 degrees. Enter. And now this one I'm going to offset just 1/4 inch. So over here is my last operation. Offset. We offset it 1/4 inch only. And that's going to be that line. I want to move it. Not sure what I did wrong there. Might have selected out of order. Do that again. Escape's a good button to know. Offset. I want to offset that line. Oh, indicate offset direction. I'm not sure what I did. Try that one more time. I'm going to go offset 1/4 inch. I'm going to offset, and then it's saying what direction. So there's my 1/4 inch mark right there. And now I'm going to use an array to create all these others. So I'm going to go 1/4, 2/4, so it's 1/2, 1/2, and 1/2. So I go X form, rectangular array. What do I want to use? I want to do that. I'm done selecting it. I'm going to create 20 of them. I'm going to offset them 1/2 inch. I don't want to do any offset down here. See what that looks like. And those are all my 1/4 inch marks. I'm done the operation. Clear color. So there's my ruler. I need to put numbers on there. I'm going to do that under create, letters. I'm going to create the number 1. I want it 1/4 inch high. And then I'm going to put the number 1 as close to here without crowding it. So there's number 1. Okay, and then I'm going to do it again. Create a letter. Oops, escape out. Create a letter 2, quarter-inch high. I'll place it, pretty close to that line. Let me do one more. Escape out. Create a letter 3, quarter-inch high. Let's say I place it not where I want it. I'm going to escape out, and now what I'm going to use to get it there is my drag command. So xform drag. It's asking me, what do you want to drag? It's this. I select it. I'm done selecting it. I could click on there and then bring it up to where I want it, like right there. I'm done the operation. If you're getting 2 of them, it's because you're on the copy instead of move button. Okay, so it's clear colors. My 2 is a little off, so I'll drag that here. I'll show you how. Xform drag. I'm going to select the 2. I'm done selecting it. See this button here? This right here is move, and this one's copy. So I'm done selecting it. I want to make sure I'm moving it, not copying it. So I'll move it up. I'm going to do that all the way across to 10. I'm not going to do any numbering for my half-inch marks. Okay, now that I'm done with that, I'm going to work on my arc. So on my arc, I'm going to actually create a line from an endpoint. I'm going to snap here, and I want to go up 7 inches at an angle of 90 degrees. I've done that. Then I'm going to create an arc from a center point. I snap right there, and then I want it to have a 7-inch radius. So there it is. I'm done the operation. Let me trim this line back to here. So there's my arc. I've done the operation. Now I'm going to create my little marks for degrees of measure. So again, I could go over here. My last operation is a line. Snap here. I'm going to draw it with polar coordinates. I'm actually going to make it 7.5 inches long, an angle of 10 degrees. Enter. And there's my first line. Then I'm going to do that again. I'm going to make it 7.5 inches long at an angle of 20 degrees. Enter. Snapping at the origin. 7.5 at 30 degrees. Keep doing that. 7.5 at 40 degrees. Probably should do 45 as well. Actually, let me do my 50 first. So this is 60 degrees. I know it's getting crowded, but we're going to trim it off. 70 degrees. Just one more. 7.5 at 80 degrees. Then I'm going to actually make an 8-inch mark. I'm going to do an 8-inch. Whoops. Let me get out here. Let me create a line from an endpoint. I'm going to make this one 8 inches long at 45 degrees. Okay. Now I'm done all those. I'm going to leave that 45 because it's kind of an important mark. You could also do it at the 30 and the 60 as well, because those are your exact value triangles. So your 30, 45, and 60 are your most important triangles. But we'll just leave that one a little bit longer. Now I'm going to trim this line back to here, this line back to here. So trim all these off. And then now I need to put my angle measures on there. So again, I'm going to go create letters. I'm going to put 10 degrees on my first one. And if it's not exactly where you want it, then you use the drag command to move it around. So create letters. You're going to do this 20, 30, 40, all of them. My 45 is right here.